Okay, today we're going to talk about starting to build our armature for our Giacometti sculptures. So we're looking to get to this point today where we have our figure in some sort of gesture that is inspired from your gesture drawings that you did with your peers. We're going to make that out of tinfoil and we're going to tape it to a base piece with our name on the bottom. That's the goal. Remember, you can have any gesture that you got from your gesture drawings as inspiration for your figure. So here's another example. Here's one that's even more exaggerated as far as bending over. Here's one that kind of looks like it's about to go running, that kind of thing. Okay, you're trying to display that kind of movement. So today you're going to get a large piece of tinfoil. Now, as you notice here, I divided it into the different sections of the body or the basic parts that we need to make sure to include. So 2 legs down here, arm, and head at the top. So you're drawing these lines if that helps you to start to build your armature. Okay, so I usually start from the bottom, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear up this line where the legs are. I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to start pinching and pulling that tinfoil to form the legs. Now you have to be very careful because tinfoil tears really easily. You don't suddenly want to pull off a leg or an arm or a head, so do it slowly and carefully and it'll go a lot better. So I'm going to tear up by the legs, just like so. I'll hold this up. This is kind of loud, so hopefully you can still hear me. But I'm going to start gathering and pinching, bringing that tinfoil together. This is just one of the legs. Like that. I can even form a little foot at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You'll notice that my legs are really far apart. So what you can do is start to pinch a waist. So I'm going to use both hands and I'm going to bring these together. Aluminum foil is super flexible. It's going to allow you to do these things, really control it as long as you're careful. All right, so there's the start of my torso. And I've got 2 legs. I'm not concerned about my gesture right now. I'm just getting the basic parts of the body. So I'm going to look back to those lines I drew. There's one right here for where my arm and my head is. I'm going to tear along that line. And I'm going to start pinching one of my arms. And you can see the body is starting to come together. I'm going to do the head next. Like that. I can kind of pinch where the neck is going to be. And then I have another arm here. Now, you'll notice that when you're working with this tinfoil, things aren't necessarily going to be even. So for example, my legs aren't necessarily the same size. My arms are definitely not the same size as far as length. But you really want to make sure that you pinch them, because if you think back to Giacometti's style of his figures, they're really thin. So that's what we want to incorporate as well. Now you don't want to pinch it too much that you have things tear off. You want everything to hold together, but really pinch it down. Don't worry about it being realistic as far as proportion. Okay, it's going to be more about the gesture. So once I have 2 legs, a torso, 2 arms, and a head, then I'm going to look at my gesture drawing and I'm going to put it in that action that I want to portray. So let's say that I want to have this person kicking. They're excited about something. I don't know what it could be. All right, just like so. I'm going to have the arms up. Maybe this one comes over the head a little bit more. Then I'm ready to tape it onto my piece of mat. Now make sure to put your name on the bottom of this with a Sharpie. And then you're going to take masking tape and tape it right on there. Okay. Now, if you're just attaching one limb, one leg, or arm, maybe it's standing on its arms, it's gonna really need more tape if you've only got one limb. If you've got 2 touching, so like this one has an arm and a leg, that's gonna be a little bit more secure. So keep that in mind as far as the gesture that you're choosing, which way would make it be a little bit more secure, help hold itself in place. All right. After that, we will start the plaster process, and I'll make a different video for that, but this is what that's going to look like. We wrap the plaster around the tin foil, starting from the bottom. We cover the whole base piece, and then we work our way to the top, almost as if it broke every bone in its body and we are giving it a full body cast. After that, as these examples show, we paint a base color and then we put metallic acrylic paint on top, and that's the project.